Okay, so I came across a video that we're going to take a look at, and I'm just going to give my opinion on it.
Wemby, obviously, in a lot of physical plays last night. Perk, if this comes down to physicality, does it favor more the Knicks or the Spurs
Oh,
going forward?
the Spurs. And it's not even close. And it's what we've been highlighting all series and today, Stephen. They touched on it. The size of the perimeter play for the San Antonio Spurs. You got Dylan Harper, you got Vassell, you got Champagny, you got Castle. I was watching Castle warm up yesterday, and he listed at 6'5", and I'm sitting up there watching. He's every bit of 6'7". Every bit of 6'7", 6'8", if you want to talk about his hair being up. You know what I mean? Real talk. And so when you think about that, along with their actual size, like these ain't guys that's just scrawny like a Mikal Bridges type frame. These are guys that are thicker than a kindergarten pencil. You know what I mean? When it comes to what they're able to do. And so, again, if they're able to be physical, especially with Jalen Brunson on the perimeter, and you're able to pick him up 94 feet, you're able to deny him with a certain level of physicality. If Keldon Johnson is able to play football like he did last night with Karl-Anthony Towns and get into a wrestling match, it looked like two offensive linemen trying to, get position. If they're able to do that, the Knicks are going to be in trouble. So it's part of the reason that Mike Brown went off the way that he did is because he know the Spurs are not going to change. They're not going to change. Look at this. I'm saying, look at it. Look at Val. Look at the grabbing. It's real. It's real in the trenches.
Okay, so I think that's a little funny though. Let's not act like the Knicks did not win two of the three games already. Let's not act like the Knicks didn't win two of the three meetings they had before this playoff series, right? The thing that I don't understand is he keeps talking about the size of the player. Carl Anthony Towns is a perfect example, excuse me, of you could be as big as you want to be, as tall as you want to be. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a dominant player. It doesn't mean you're going to, physicality is just embedded in your DNA. A lot of times, players, they have to be told to get physical. But when I look at the Knicks and I think about the Knicks back in the day when we had Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, John Starks, and Derek Harper, I mean, this is who they were. The Knicks has always been known for their aggressiveness, their physicality. That's who they were. Their mentality back in the day was hit first, crash the glass, fight through screens, make every possession difficult, never back down. Never back down. That's just what they were known for. And regardless of the personnel, now that that they have now, Jalen Bronson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns. I'm sorry, it doesn't change. This is New York. This is what we are known for. We are known to be physical. So they have to be physical. If you ask me, based on the last game, game 3, it seems like they was playing a little timid. Why? Not sure. But if you want to bring up the calls and everything like that, I got to remind people, you can't trust the refs. You can't trust the refs. But what you got to do, you got to go out there and play your game. Somehow the truth will be exposed. But you got to play your game because when you don't go out there and play your game, you play into the hands of the Spurs because right now, because the Knicks did not go and play their style of basketball, the Spurs look like they were the aggressors. They look like they were the ones playing physical. That's just what it is. And then what's crazy, in my opinion, you're looking at Victor Wembanyama and y'all watching him do all this crashing the glass and putbacks and blocking, and you're assuming that makes the Spurs more of a physical team? No. If you take Wemby out, where are the Spurs defensively? There's no defensive advantage that they have other than Victor Wembanyama. Not to take anything away from the Darren Fox, Stephen Castle, Devin Vasco, Julian, and Victor. They're a regular team without the freak of nature abilities that Victor Wembanyama have. That's just what it is. But if you look at the way the Knicks been playing, If anything, the Knicks improved so much on an offensive level. And defensively, we already have it in our minds what they should be. It's when they don't play as far as to the level of what we're accustomed to on the defensive end, that's when we got a problem. Defense, physicality, they go hand in hand with the Knicks. That's what we remember them for. We don't remember them for looking like they getting choked up and everything. The Knicks. And so what about the pitcher? The pitcher. You got Karl-Anthony Towns with someone wrapped around their neck. Guess what? That's what New York, we're known to get knocked down and get back up. Or should I say they're known to get knocked down and get back up. That stuff don't phase the Knicks. If they come into game 4 scared, now we got a problem. So what? So what? For whatever reason, they let game 3 slip. It shouldn't have happened. Should have never happened. And I'm going to show you in these next videos exactly how it probably ended up happening. Let's get into that.
That has let the Spurs down more so than the defensive end. They have got to be better down here, and that's
Come on. Come on, let's go back. Look at this.
down more so than the defensive end. They have
Somehow you got to let Darren Fox, you got to accept, you got to pick and choose. Pick and choose. I'd rather him take that shot, possibly miss, and get a hand up. You supposed to be boxing Victor Wembanyama out. Do just that. If he put a hand up, chances are he can probably force Fox to alter his shot, maybe miss, and have to go up again for a second chance opportunity. At that point, the paint's crowded. He might have to kick it out, might get it deflected, turnover. Who knows? Or because Towns got his hands up, he might deflect the pass. What is Towns doing is the question. Nothing. He gets dunked on. That don't look like Knicks defense right there. Now let's look at this. We got a man open in the corner. We got OG Anunoby guarding Victor Wembanyama. He can't do nothing with him. He can't. So what happens? You got Towns double teaming the wrong guy. So now here we go. Now you got slow feet getting to Victor Wembanyama. He's already in the paint. What you gonna do? You could get dunked on and you could end up fouling and turn that into a 3-point play. It's too late. Where is Towns at? Where is Towns at? Now you look at the Spurs on defense. This is what I'm talking about. They look like they're the most dominant physical defensive team. Why? Because of one guy. Wembanyama blocks his shot. We're already running down the other end. Pushing his man out. You too little. Getting himself in position. The ball movement. Now this is the one that really kills me. Let me go back just a little bit. So you have two players guarding a castle right here. Wembanyama is already darting out to the hoop. The thing that kills me is why are we double teaming Castle? Castle could just close his eyes and flick the ball over his head. Wembanyama could just grab the ball in midair and dunk the ball. But look at what plays out. Nobody there. Towns, who are you guarding? Who are you guarding now, Towns? Who are you guarding? This gap between Towns and Victor Wembanyama make no sense. And because of that, we only in the first quarter. For all that, just play physical. You double teaming like that matters, knowing how slow your feet is, Towns. What's going on? Easy bucket. Easy bucket. Now look at this. Wembanyama, they keep talking about how he's a scrawny guy. This guy just pushes past two players, rolls to the hoop. Shot goes in, but who was going to stop him from getting that rebound and the putback? Nobody. What are we doing? And keep in mind, this is only the first quarter. This is the tone that the Knicks are setting. This is the tone you really want to set for a game 3, a game that you should have wanted to win. To me, this is not just a must win for the Spurs. It was a must win for the Knicks, and it didn't happen. And then look at this. How you letting this guy finesse pose his way to the hoop for an easy layup? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Towns is right there. Where's the swat? If Towns was to jump and at least extend a hand up, there's a chance that even if the guy has to wrap around and throw the ball, Bronson still can get over to that guy and try Victor Wembanyama and make an attempt to try to at least give him a difficult way to score to help Towns recover. But Towns does nothing. And this guy just goes in for the layup.
Gets to the rim and lays it home. Yama, Shamit's guarding him.
Now we're talking. Now, this play right here was a surprise to me because this is something that Victor Wembanyama does all game long. If one of his players, if one of his teammates actually get blown past, doesn't matter who he's guarding, he's always picking that guy up, and your shot's going to get tossed or he's going to contest the shot. So to see Towns do this is what we need all game. You have to give the Spurs exactly what Victor Wembanyama is giving the Knicks. When Wembanyama's on the floor, you don't think all the Knicks players are aware of, like, thinking where he's at? You got your head on a swivel? Karl-Anthony Towns have to strike that same type of fear to a degree in the players of the Spurs. They need to be concerned about your whereabouts because you are capable of posting up, shooting a 3. You can got the touch around the rim. You can roll or run the floor. You can pass. I mean, what are we doing? So Towns, in my opinion, regardless of what you see on the scoreboard, he was missing in action. He didn't establish his presence. He didn't make himself known in the game, and the Spurs just took advantage of that. You don't come to play? Hey, now we're running the other way.
They still trail by 9. Champagny. Wemby had that great start. Crossover on Robinson. Champagny lets it fly. That has let the Spurs down more so.
So that's my take on the third game that they had, where the Spurs actually walked away with the victory. And like I said, I don't think the Knicks is, or should I say, I don't believe that the Spurs is a better physical team. Defensively, I think the Spurs.
I'm here to
I still think the Spurs lack that team physicality. I think when it comes to defense and any level of physicality, I think Victor Wembanyama, he sets the tone. And when it comes to the Knicks, it's just a genetic thing. It's in their DNA. That's who they are. That's their identity. So until they come out and play like they did in the first 2 games, or even the games that they won prior to the playoff starting, then look forward to another loss, because there's no reason why the Knicks cannot pull this series off. In my opinion, they're the better team. The Spurs, they have a freak of nature in Victor Wembanyama, but if you notice, times didn't change. It's not about one guy anymore. It's about a team. If we can identify the problem, then we're going to figure out a solution. Victor Wembanyama, he's the problem. I believe the Knicks have the solution. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.